In here we have created a file with the name of printtest.c, and we have written some code which prints something on the screen. So in the main function we have defined a variable with the name of a that has the value of 15. Then we use printf to print the value of the 15 on the screen. Now you might ask that how is it that printf actually knows how to print this value? The thing is that the printf function has been already written in another file or header called stdio.h. So in here we just include this file and we could use all the functions that have been defined in this file. So instead of just writing all the codes, we have packed different codes and functionalities into different files. So if we want to use it, we don't need to rewrite it again. We just include it on the top of our file, even though before the compilation the preprocessor would just copy and paste all the code in this file into this print.c. For example, in here, if you want to see how this printf has been written, we just search for stdio.h. So in here I just print Ctrl X. Actually, let me just execute it before we look for that file. So we say gcc, which is the default compiler for C, and gcc I say printtest.c, which is the name of this file, -o, and then again print test, and I hit enter. Now in here I just execute the print test and hit enter. As you see, 15 has been printed out on the screen. Now I want to look for the stdio.h. So I say locate, which is a program in Linux for locating or finding different files. So in here stdio.h and hit enter. As you see, we have a couple of files. The default place for all the headers in C in Linux is in user include /stdio. So in here I just say nano user include and then stdio.h and we hit enter. As you see, this is the file that we have different constants and just functionalities have been defined in here. If I want to, and also if you look inside this stdio.h, we have included other headers which in turn we could just look through them too. For example, I have bits stdio_lim.h, which means that the stdio.h is using all the codes in here too. So the printf might have been defined into this file or another header that have been defined into stdio_lim.h. So in here, if I just copy this and I press Ctrl Shift and T, use the locate again to locate this file. So I paste it in here and hit enter. As you see, we have only one file with this name. So we just say copy and I want to look into this file. I hit enter, and as you see in here we have also other definitions that you see. So I go back to stdio, I press Ctrl and W to search for print f and hit enter. As you see, we have fprintf, printf, sprintf and other things. As you see, it says extern int printf, which means that it says that this function has been defined in other places, and in here we are just redeclaring it again using the extern, because if this function has been defined, this variable has been defined other places and we don't use the extern, it would give us an error saying that this variable or function or constant has been defined in two places. So in here it means that printf has been defined in other places, which if we want, again we could just check all the places in here. So I just go at the beginning and this time I search for the include to see different files that have been included into this header too. So this is the first one. I also have std def.h, which again we could just search through them through that file again. So I press Alt and W to see different includes. As you see, we have a lot of different files that have been included in here, so that we won't have to just redefine all of them again. So I press Ctrl X and no, because I didn't want to modify this file. Now we go back to our file again. As you see, again we have included this file, which means that we are using all the different lines of code defining in this header and all other headers included in stdio.h. Therefore we can just use printf as is.